We're back in a cemetery. Shh. I'm here at this quiet cemetery to visit the grave of one of my heroes, a man named Walt. A man who built a theme park that thousands of people, heck, maybe millions of people, know and love. It still exists to this very day. No, I'm not talking about Walt Disney. This particular Walt was born December 11th, 1889 and lived all the way until 1981. Of course, I'm talking about Walter Knott. Not nearly as famous as Walt Disney, but very known and loved, especially by people like me who come from Southern California. Knott's Berry Farm is probably just as much a part of our childhoods as Disneyland, for example. A lot of history to that park, and I want to explore that later. But first, I thought I would come and pay my respects to the man himself, Walter Knott. I actually didn't know until yesterday that Walter Knott's grave was actually out here, right around the corner from my house in Fullerton, California, at Loma Vista Memorial Park. I'm not really sure what the rules are for filming here, so I'll keep this short. Of course, Walter Knott's greatest legacy is Knott's Berry Farm. Everybody knows it today as a theme park, but what they may or may not know is that long before Walter Knott started his actual berry farm that grew into Knott's Berry Farm, the theme park we all know and love today, he had worked as a farm laborer, he had worked all kinds of various odd jobs. He married the love of his life, Cordelia, and dragged her and their small children out to the middle of the desert to try homesteading and growing grapes out in the desert. That one didn't work out too well. A thing that inspires me about Walter Knott is that he came from nothing. We all know Mr. Knott was able to make his dream a reality, but he had plenty of setbacks. The story is pretty inspirational. So even though it goes somewhat against my policy on being crass or something like that, I thought I'd come out here very quietly and respectfully to pay respects. Start here at the end, if you will, and pay my respects to Walter Knott. Hero, a man who truly never gave up. He had a dream, but his dream was always adaptable, flexible. He really knew how to make things happen. Of course, a lot of the credit has to go to his wife, Cordelia Knott, who actually cooked, the fried chicken at the restaurant that started Knott's Berry Farm in the first place, being a tourist destination. And she stuck by him every step of the way, from the desert to working as farm laborers, basically, all the way to, investing everything they had in those acres of property to start Knott's Berry Farm, and then later Knott's Berry Place, which was the first incarnation of the theme park. It's a little windy out here. I don't know if you can tell, but this little area is shaped like a heart. And Walter Knott is buried just over here, down in the bottom row near the road. Definitely a quiet, beautiful place. A nice place for reflection. I don't want to treat it like some kind of tourist attraction or something like that, because it's not. Do you spend a lot of time in cemeteries? I mean, what are your thoughts? I like visiting cemeteries, particularly graves of people I know, but also graves of people that inspire me or what have you. If nothing else, I feel like it's a nice place for reflection. But I always make sure that I'm quiet. It's definitely important to remember if you come out here that people's family members are buried out here. It's not just a famous person in the cemetery you're visiting. There's also plenty of fresh burials and people out here who are coming to grieve and stuff like that. So I always try to keep that in mind and stay really quiet. So I'm gonna wrap things up now. I'm gonna be visiting Knott's Berry Farm very soon and doing a couple videos, I hope, on the history of Knott's Berry Farm and the story behind Walter Knott's triumph. And I just thought I would come out here, pay my respects, show you guys a little bit what the grave looked like, and that's basically all I've got for you today. But tune in next time. We're gonna go to Knott's Berry Farm, we're gonna go back to Disneyland, and we're gonna see all kinds of exciting stuff. So, till later, bye-bye! Sorry if this video wasn't as full of the usual funny business shenanigans that I pull, but I don't really like goofing off, like I said, too much in a graveyard, so tune in next time for more funny business. Okay? I got my keys. On to new adventures. Let's go. It started. It started. Whew. Okay. I thought I was gonna be stuck here all night. That, my friends, would be creepy. Goodbye.